Hi, this is Isabel, and this is part 4 in our series, Before You Do Anything, looking at the 4 high-level questions to ask before you take on some of your key business initiatives. Today I want to talk about the 4 high-level questions that you may want to ask before you write your book. I know that so many people feel that there's a book in them and have a dream of writing and publishing a book. And yet it's so important before you write a book that you really connect to the heart and the spirit and the essence of what it is that you want to communicate. Because writing a book does take a sustained effort over time, and without that connection to that big, juicy reason that we're writing the book, it can be harder to sustain that effort. I'm delighted to say that, let's see, I'll hold it up here, that I've been privileged to work with a number of clients who found that as a result of the work that we've done, they were finally freed from whatever was holding them back to really step out and bring their book to the world. So the first question that I recommend you ask is, what is it that I most want others to feel and experience? This question by now should be sounding very familiar, and as you can see, what I found is this is, I think, the most important question to answer in your business, and it's what I help people articulate when I do a True Spirit session with them. So the heart of anything you offer in your business, including a book, ties back to what is that most powerful, important, and meaningful feeling and experience that you most want other people to have. Just as a quick side note, I worked with a client today who said that it was very new for her to think about what did she want other people to feel and experience. And this isn't unusual. This happens for a certain percent of people. If that question really stumps you, I recommend that you ask, what do I most want to feel and experience in this life? And then translate that and try on for size if that in fact is also something that you want for other people. Now, once you have that focus in mind, right, I want people to feel freedom or peace or hope or energy or excitement and possibility. And by the way, you have also named what it is you think allows people to experience whatever that most meaningful feeling is. The second question that you want to ask is, how has my life prepared me to share this message? I find one of the things that really gives us juice and energy to sustain the effort of writing a book and to go out in the world and speak about the themes and the material in a book is when we really get that we've spent our whole life developing our knowledge and our expertise that we're going to be sharing in this book. And this is again something I do in the True Spirit process, where we start to connect the themes and threads of what you most want others to feel and experience by looking at the themes and threads that emerge from your life stories. I personally believe that a book that is written that is not deeply connected to the themes and threads of your life stories is less likely to be powerful, compelling, and different. The third question I recommend that you ask is, what do I know allows people to have that feeling or experience that I've just described? So if I want people to have the sense of freedom and exhilaration that comes from living without worrying what other people think, then it's great that I know that that's the heart and the intention. But one of the things that happens in a book, as well as in some other places, is that we need to back up that we actually understand how to give people that feeling and experience. And what's really wonderful is if you start to come up with a really high quality answer to the question, what do I know that allows people to have that feeling or experience? What often happens is that creates the structure for your book. And that can give you sections or chapter headings. So it's a really cool thing to have. Now, I also want to say to all of you out there, what you know, it doesn't have to be a signature system. It doesn't have to be linear or steps that you take in a certain order. It might be principles or ingredients that brought together allow that feeling or experience to happen. And then the fourth question I recommend that you ask yourself is, what stories can I tell that help illuminate the path that I'm inviting people to walk on? There's something about the book format, and it's probably true of all formats, that we love to hear stories. And because a book isn't a class or a coaching program where there's built-in interaction, stories are really one of the most powerful ways to create that sense of engagement and emotional connection. So I'd love to tell you more stories about some of the people I've helped write their books, but these are the 4 most important questions, and I'd love to hear how they're useful for you if you're thinking about writing a book this year.